This tutorial is going to focus on this basic chord chart, which is organized by 7 different keys, and it shows 3 chords per key. These are Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 4, and Roman numeral 5, which is in the form of a dominant 7th chord. So in the key of D, the D chord is 1, the G chord is 4, and the 5 or 5-7 chord would be A or A7. Why these 3 chords in each key? That's because they are the most commonly used chords in each key. And in harmony or music theory study, we use Roman numerals to label the chords within a key. 7 chords per key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the most commonly used are the 1st chord, the 4th chord, and the 5th chord, which we call 1, 4, 5, or 5, 7. The 5 chord is often in the form of a dominant 7th chord. So these 3 chords would be good ones to practice together and memorize which of these go together in each key. In the key of D, that's going to be D, G, and A7. In the key of G, it would be G, C, and D7, etc. What we're going to be using this chord chart for today is to do a pluck strum pattern with alternating bass. What that means is, let's just take the first one, key of D. That means that we're going to first pluck the root by itself and then strum the remaining 3 notes. Then we're going to pluck the 5th of the chord, which would be this A string, 5th string open, and then strum the top 3 notes, and then go back and forth. So I will demonstrate that on the D chord. I'm putting my left hand on a D chord, even though you can't see it, and I'm going to be plucking the 4th string, then strumming the remaining 3, and then the 5th string, and then strum those top 3 again. So altogether it sounds like this. And that probably sounds familiar to you already as a accompaniment pattern. This is used a lot in country music, mariachi music, folk music, pop and rock. It's a good all-purpose accompaniment pattern that you'll find in a lot of songs. Now, sticking with key of D, if we go to this G chord, we have the root on the 6th string, so we're going to pluck that first, 6th string. Then I'm going to say, for practice purposes, just do the top 3 again as your strum, strings 3, 2, 1. That's going to give it a clearly defined sound. Then we're going to pluck the 5th of the chord, which will be this D string, 4th string open, and then strum the top 3 again, and then back and forth. So with the G, it would sound like this. Okay, and then if we go to the A7 chord, again, key of D, we have the root on the 5th string open, that's an A, but then they give us 2 5ths. That's because we could go to the 5th below, which would be an E, 6th string open, or we could use the 5th above, which would be this 4th string, 2nd fret. Those are both E notes. And those are the 5th of an A or A7 chord. So we could do it this way. 5th string, strum the top again, and then we could do the 4th string, back and forth, or we could do the 5th string alternating with the root below it, sorry, the 5th below it. Either one would work fine. How would you practice this? Well, a good way to practice this, which I would suggest, is to take 1 key at a time and just go through the pattern like this. Let's take the D. So we're going to do we'll do it 4 times through the pattern on each chord. Then we'll go to the G. Do that 4 times. And then we'll go to the A7. And you could go fifth below or fifth above, or mix it up. And then back to D. So that would be once through a practice cycle. This would be good to do with all the different keys. You could just focus on one for a couple days and then go to a different one. And in terms of the pick technique, now I'm doing to demonstrate all downstroke, but probably realistically as you speed up, it's going to be more comfortable to do down on the root or fifth and then upstroke. Natural flow to it, which is easier to do faster, because as you go up on the three notes of the chord, the top of the chord, that's going to put you back in position to go down on your next root. So pluck, strum, alternate bass, which is the fifth, strum, and I'm recommending doing it down, up. Down, up, down, up. Now, if you were to do this finger style, it's really pretty simple. Let's take the D again. We would do the root and the fifth with our thumb, and then we can just strum the top of the chord with the index finger. And the hand just stays stationary. It doesn't need to move at all. So that's a great way to do it finger style.